Friends, welcome back to Ball Homestead. My name's Beverly and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to make some cheeseburger sliders. They're super simple, and some smashed potatoes. So let's get started. As you can see, I've got my little mini burgers cooking here. And I'm going to chop up, I'm going to get my skillet hot here, and we're going to get chopping up our bacon for our smashed potatoes. I've seen some videos online of similar recipes like this, and I thought, you know what, I have a bunch of our home canned potatoes. I am going to try to make a homemade, from scratch, from the garden version of this and see how they turn out. I try to make kid-friendly meals now. We don't, like Wayne and I don't really eat supper. But what I make today, Wayne will take for his lunch tomorrow. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get in this kitchen and get to cooking. We have been really busy taking care of these little girls and trying to keep up with the farm, but I think I'm finally really getting my groove down, and I'm happy about that. So we're just going to cook this bacon up, and we're going to get something and flip these baby burgers. And I picked up, I picked up some little Hawaiian rolls for our buns. And we're just making these simple. We're just going to do like little cheeseburgers, nothing extra. Man, go in there. Go in there in your room or in there and watch TV. They're little girls. They like cheeseburgers, but they don't really like anything on them. So we're going to make these super simple. For these smashed potatoes, I just had this idea pop in my head. We are going to drain, I already popped the top on this one, we're going to drain our water that we put these potatoes on and kind of lay them. I want to spray this pan first so they don't stick. I've got my oven preheating to 375, I believe. And we're just going to put these in a single layer. I have 2 jars here. And get them drained good. These were some of our new potatoes that we can up every year, and I'm always looking for new ways to use them. We personally like to use them in what we call breakfast hash, but we're going to try this today. Alright, all I'm doing is taking this spoon and kind of just smashing these potatoes down. There's really not any rhyme or reason. That's why I'm calling them smashed potatoes, because we're just kind of smashing them. They're already cooked because we canned them. And I'm sorry if you hear kids laughing and playing in the background, but this is the best I can do in our current situation here. Alright, they're pretty smashed. Like I said, there's a couple of pint jars of potatoes we canned last year. Let's give this bacon a stir. I think our little burgers on this one is done, so we're going to move that off. And I also think those are done, so we're going to just move them over here and just continue cooking our bacon. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to cut up some butter and put over the top of these. I have about a half a stick here that we had left from yesterday's supper. The girls love breakfast for supper, so we have that at least one day a week. And let me see here. These girls, I'm telling you. We're just going to cut little pats over these potatoes. Nothing, no, like I said, this is not a fancy meal by no means, but I just thought this might be something different. We can use something that they might eat too, because they are pretty picky. We're working on that, the pickiness, but They are pretty picky. But butter makes everything better. So we're going to do that. I can't remember. I've seen a video on this somewhere. Okay. Let me stir my bacon again. Now we're going to put some Parmesan cheese. I don't have a lot, so we're going to use what I have here. And we're going to sprinkle that all over these potatoes. I want to make sure to hit every potato so they all have a little bit. And then I'll go back a second time here. I love having home canned goods on the shelf and finding new ways to use them. When our bacon gets done, we're going to pop that on top, and then we're going to top them with cheese and get them in the oven. Really do anything you wanted. The sky's the limit, whatever you like on your potatoes. But we are just going to do what we have. And if I wouldn't have used bacon, I have some ham in there that I could have used. You know, you could use anything. And this is almost there, just another minute or two. But we'll go ahead and put our cheese on. Go ahead and get that on, and then we'll just top it with our bacon. Well, how can you go wrong with cheese, bacon, potatoes, and butter? You really can't. I'm hoping the little girls love this too, because I'm trying to find things that they like that, you know, is that I can do from our homegrown stuff that they'll eat, because they are, like I said, pretty picky. All right. I think this bacon is at a good spot, so what we're going to do is just sprinkle it over the top. I love coming up with new ideas or finding new ideas. All right, that looks pretty great to me. Now we're just going to get that in the oven. We're preheated and we're ready to go. So we're going to get that in, and now we're going to make our little burgers, because I want to pop them in the oven also. All we're going to do is, I got these sweet Hawaiian rolls, and we're going to get a pizza pan, or we'll use this, because I can like put the lid on it after. We're going to spray the bottom so our bread doesn't stick to the bottom here. And we're just going to make these little simple. This would be good for, you know, supper, or for the Super Bowl Sunday, or, you know, really anything. The sky's the limit. But I love like finger foods and such, so this is something that I would thoroughly enjoy. But what the girls don't eat tonight, my husband will take tomorrow for lunch. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna leave them whole like this, then we can kind of separate them as we need to. But I know there's 6 on here, so we're gonna put 6 little patties. Now we're going to add our cheese. I mean, this is easy peasy. Put a couple of slices of cheese on this. I may put one more and kind of break it up. I want them nice and cheesy, because I think the girls will really like it like that. And we're going to do the same thing with this other half. Get these little burgers on there. Ooh, look here, we had the perfect amount. I was hoping we would have 12. Okay, now we're gonna get our cheese on these. Nice and cheesy. Grab one more slice. Break it in fourths. That's how I did it. All right, now we're gonna get that top on. And we're going to butter and garlic the tops. Here I'm gonna melt about a half a stick of butter in the microwave real quick. We're gonna brush that over, and then we're gonna use a little garlic and put on top of these. I think they'll be absolutely delicious. Okay. All right, we've got our butter melted, and we're gonna just brush the tops of these. How can you go wrong with butter? I mean, I'm gonna really saturate them because I want them nice and delicious. All right, now we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder on them. We're gonna get these in the oven. Our potatoes are starting to cook a little bit, but we'll be back when it's all done and I'll show you what it looks like. We'll be back when it's all done and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm excited. All right, friends, my house smells absolutely delicious. We just took everything out of the oven. We're gonna get the kids' stuff plated up, let it cool for a minute, and see how they like it. Before I break into them, look how beautiful these smashed potatoes look. And our little cheeseburger sliders. Well, they're eating the burgers, guys, and me and Wayne tasted the smashed potatoes, and they are delicious. What's wrong, Chris? Is it yummy? Good? Well, what do you think, P?
Good.
What do you think, Izzy?
It's good.
You like? She's a cheeseburger girl, so I figured Iz would like it. Good morning, friends. As you'll notice, my bowls all are already dirty, and it's because I've already made one batch of these cowboy cookies, and I want to show you how simple these and delicious these cookies are. We're going to start out with a cup of butter. All right, we're going to add a cup of butter, 2 eggs, and a cup of brown sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to mix that till it's nice and creamy. Now we're going to add 2 cups of oats. We're using quick oats, and we're going to blend that into our mixture well. And now we're going to come back with some flour. We're going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. We're going to mix all that. I mixed in about a cup and a half of chocolate chips. Now we're going to get these scooped in on our cookie sheet. All right, we're going to get our cookies in the oven. We're going to bake them at 350 until the edges are golden brown and the center is set, about 12 minutes. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. And I will post the recipe for these in the description. Right, our cookies are out of the oven and they look absolutely gorgeous. We'll get these wrapped and packaged up and out to the buyer. Right, now we're gonna make some Mexican street corn. We've got our frozen corn here on a cookie sheet. We're gonna put a little oil on there, kind of toss it around. Then we're gonna add some pepper and onion. It should look something like this. Right, I just tossed some oil, different kinds of peppers. I use sweet peppers, hot peppers, onions, and we mixed all that together. Now we're just going to add our seasonings. All right, we got our cumin and chili powder, paprika, salt and pepper all mixed in. I did add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It wasn't in the recipe, but it sounded really good to me, so I tossed a little bit of that in there. And when this bakes and gets all brown around the edges and stuff, we'll add some feta cheese. Anyways, we're going to get it in the oven. We'll bake it till it's all kind of crispy on the edges. All right, I've transferred our street corn to a bowl. It's still piping hot. I'm going to throw in some feta cheese and get that mixed in. Probably about a half to 3/4 of a cup, not a whole lot. We're going to mix that all in and it'll be ready to serve. All right, friends, here's the critters. We did slim down a little bit, got rid of 3, but we still have some more slimming down to do. I'll see you next week with some more delicious recipes. Until next time, friends, goodbye.